Hello, everybody. It's time for another Frank White Friday, and I'd like to talk about a topic that's been much on the minds of the space industry and space advocates in the past week. As you may know, there was a launch that was intended to go to the moon, and the company with the payload was Astrobotics. They launched on a ULA Vulcan. And if successful, it would have been the first US-based moon landing since 1972, or as they say, soft landing, which can encompass both a mission with a crew and a mission without a crew. But in any event, it's a moot point because apparently there was an anomaly, not on the launch vehicle, but on the payload. And it appears that it's not going to make it to the moon. However, that's not the controversy. Controversy is that prior to the launch, the president of the Navajo Nation, Mr. Boo Nigrin, and I hope I pronounced his name correctly, asked for a delay because he said that the moon was sacred to his people and that taking human remains and other objects to the moon was a desecration. And he said this because two companies had put remains or cremated remains of customers on the payload to be landed on the moon. I am not going to take sides on this issue or examine it in detail. What I do want to say, and I will talk about this more future Frank White Fridays, this raises an issue that's going to have to be resolved on a much broader scale. So if one person on Earth, even though they may represent a lot of people on Earth, says there's something important for us about Mars or the moon or the asteroids or any other part of outer space, and therefore we don't want you to go there and do things there. If that becomes the norm, it will be really, really difficult to have any kind of space commerce or even space science off of planet Earth. So as my organization, the Human Space Program, has been pointing out, we need to resolve these issues now. They are becoming quite current. And all we have really as a guideline is the Outer Space Treaty. And in future sessions, I'll talk a bit about that. However, I think the point here is that we need to come to some sort of consensus about what is okay and what is not okay when we're talking about celestial bodies and or even building freestanding communities like those that Jerry O'Neill had in mind off of planet Earth, and who gets a say. It's really urgently important, and it's going to be an issue. So we might as well tackle it now. And so whatever side you're on about this particular issue, or whatever your viewpoint, it's good that it was brought up because we'll have to confront it eventually. All right, I hope you'll give that some thought and see what you think about it. And I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me on Frank White Friday.